Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking At Reviews, and yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. There is yet more comic content coming from me today. We've already done in the last, well, I did it in all in one day. You might be watching this over a period of time, but I've already recorded videos for Batman 89, Justice League Infinity number 2, and today, well, right now anyway, I don't know how many more videos I'm going to do, but I do plan on trying to just make a video for the weekly new comics of the week that I'll get into maybe next week, where I'll do a recap of everything that I read. It's just a matter of getting to the books. I usually can't get to the store because I work on New Comic Book Day till like Friday. So it's just a matter of then I got to read everything, and with my schedule being how it is, it's been difficult. If I was still off work on Wednesdays on New Comic Book Day, I'd probably be able to come home and plow through these, but here we are, and I'm making the videos when I can, how I can. And right now, as you clicked on it, we are going to be talking about Al Ewing's new Defenders book. This is Defenders number 1 by Al Ewing and Javier Rodriguez and Alvaro Lopez. And look, I'm picky about what I talk about. You know, if I don't really want to talk about something, I don't. I don't feel the need that I have to because this is my job. It's not. This is what I do because I love it. My job is what I have to do. This should never feel like something I have to do. And so when I've been going over some of these comics, and it's just there's been some stuff that I really want to talk about, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Defenders number 1, because I've been pretty into a lot of this stuff. I love Doctor Strange. I love Silver Surfer, and I've always been wondering what the hell were they going to do with the Masked Raider, and with Red Harpy here, who comes out of Immortal Hulk. I mean, Red Harpy's not a brand new character, but in the most recent iteration in Immortal Hulk that's been written by Al Ewing, this fits. And plus, you know, we get to see Al Ewing doing Doctor Strange and Silver Surfer. All right, he's about to start on Venom. You know, he's doing Guardians of the Galaxy. He's doing some books that I really, really like, you know, and honestly, I would really like it if somebody would put him on one of the X books. But that's just because the X... That's just because us X-Men fans are desperate for good writers on those books. Not that they're all bad. Not that any of them are bad. I just, I want X-Men to be better than they are right now. Most of them, anyway. I'm not going to turn this into an X-Men review. There's some good stuff in X-Men, just not all of it. And I think we expect too much all the time. So whatever. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Defenders number 1. And yes, there are a ton of variants for this book that you can pick up. In the thumbnail, this is the main one, you know, that you can get. And it's fine. The Ron Lim one, I'm a big Ron Lim fan, because it goes all the way back to the 90s, you know, with him drawing Silver Surfer and doing cosmic stuff. But this is the one, the other one on the thumbnail. This is the one that I really, really like. I dig this one, like, immensely. This is so dope. This is so dope. Now, there's also been a Defenders show on TV, on Netflix. But it's the street level version of that group of people that they're defending the street, right? And so they had Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil. And that's fine, but I believe the original Defenders was the cosmic stuff, man, the crazy magic and space, and you know, you got Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Namor, and Hulk. And then there's been other people in and out of it, like, you know, with giant size, like here's Giant Size Defenders number 3, which is, I love this. This is the first appearance of Michael Korvac, right? And you know, you see like Daredevil's there, you know. Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, however, whichever iteration she was back then. I can't remember. I haven't read this whole thing in a while. So it's been a kind of a free-flowing thing, kind of like the Avengers, you know, like it's been kind of like who's needed at the time, like Doctor Strange calls forth his secret defenders, right? And so this book is no different, and something happens, and he has to call them. And we also have this character named Cloud, which we're going to talk about throughout this. So first, though, what we gotta really talk about, this is part one. This is issue number one, and it's called Eighth Cosmos. This issue is, anyway, The Magician, right? So this is just our introduction. This is where everybody gets called up, and where by the end of this, we see kind of where we're headed. And I guess I gotta say, I mean, again, I love the artwork. It's trippy. I love how it's all put together. I love and we get right away the masked Avenger or Raider in this. Like this very first page, right? It's the house, but inside it, you got the windows. You got upside down Doctor Strange with the cards, just so cool. And it's like the Magician reversed, like tarot cards. I'm not anywhere near to understanding everything about tarot cards at all. I know that they're like for fortune telling, kind of more than that. People who do this would probably be doing spit takes right now going, how dare he? He doesn't understand. And you're right. I don't. So just take this with a grain of salt, But reversed usually means complete, like you get a card, but if it's reversed, it means something else. Like all this stuff means different things depending on interpretations and all this stuff. But just, it has me right at the very first page. Well, after, as soon as I turn the page and I start reading, right? So he gets the Magician reversed. And it's like, inauspicious as daily readings go, it could mean that I'm in need or new experiences that I'm resisting change or love, or perhaps that I've missed something vital, synchronicity or portent. I am the master of magic, but also servant of that secret fire. I serve at the pleasure of the cosmos itself. Sometimes messages from the cosmos are carried on the slightest of breezes and whispers only the true ear may hear. Sometimes the cosmos just points a gun at your head. And it's literally like he's like upside down meditating, and there's like little portal opens up, and there's a gun pointed at his head by the masked raider through this area right here. Like, see how it's all framed? I love that. I freaking love that. And so he's like, Stephen Strange, I don't think we've met. I'm the masked raider. And he goes, of the Kennebunkport Raiders? Like, I love that. I love it. We've already got like quippy banter. And the thing is like, I've never really thought about Al Ewing as a banter guy. But we're getting banter here. And so they have like, a lot of, we always have, right? The two people that meet kind of get into a fight. They don't really understand what's going on. And except he knows that like the masked raider has like a piece of the eternity suit as his eternity. The being, the cosmic being of eternity. His mask is made of a piece of that being, that cosmic being. I don't know how else to talk about eternity right now. But he levels the playing field. He's like realizes he can't just use regular magic on this guy, so he levels the playing field and he takes away both their magic. He removes himself and Masked Raider from being able to use powers, which means they have to use whatever knowledge they know with just combat. And again, just really, really cool. He's like, the cantrips of the Onyx King are short-lived but potent. For the next 30 seconds, neither of us can use magic or any power not contained in our own bodies. That mask he's wearing is useless now. My brown belt isn't. And even limited skill can be the deciding factor when it's unexpected. The third tool of magic always keeps something up your sleeve. So he goes and he just like thwacks this guy, right, with his kung fu that he actually, he knows, he says he's a brown belt. Knocks him down, and then immediately, just as calm as can be, he's like, hey, all right, my gun-toting friend, you have my attention. Tea? But he's like, curiouser and curiouser, the Eye of Agamotto can't see who the Masked Raider is. So he goes into this, talking about the Masked Raider and who he is and his background and having the man who wears the Eternity Mask. And we get like this background into that, of where he's going. And this guy, the name is Zoda. And there's a guy named, that's Project Adam the Fourth. And there's this fight that ensues, and he's basically Adam the Fourth. And he's on his way out of there, and he tries to use magic to stop things. And the Masked Raider shoots like the magic book. It's the only thing he knows to do. And he shoots the spell book, and he lets the magic run wild. And that Zoda then was gone. He doesn't know exactly where, but he thinks he knows when. And that the face on the spellbook belonged to Sisineg, a magus from the future who voyaged into the past and left records of his techniques there, the father of time magic. And so Strange decides that he needs to start calling out his people, his secret defenders, but he doesn't know who is going to be called. And he doesn't have normal methods right now because he's like, the cosmos must be defended, but unfortunately we have no time to gather a proper team. So he gets the cards out, the Tarot of the Secret Flame. In times past I used it to summon my secret defenders, but my magic was weaker then. The cards had less to feed off of. Now I must be careful. Each card drawn will call a new ally to this fight, but also increase the risks. To summon a hero is to divert a life, to divert fate. And fate will exact a price. Magic always has a cost. So it's like, yeah, you can't, somebody's on a path. Somebody's meant to, do whatever, and he's pulling them from that. And that's going to cause ripples of things that are going to happen to them, to anyone, to other people. And again, it's like the cost. And again, I love that there's just, Strange always has that through line of magic having a cost and a price. So he calls forth him and the Raiders cards, and that's when he calls the Silver Surfer, which has not been enough Silver Surfer lately. We had Donny Cates' Silver Surfer Black, which was really cool, but it all played into the King in Black story, and that was fine and good, and it was even a little bit in Guardians of the Galaxy, but there hasn't been like a good Silver Surfer book in a while, and now we finally get this character back, and I'm been way more excited to which one of the selling points of this book for me was that I finally get to read a book that has a Silver Surfer as a team member again, because like the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, right, the new one with Ewing and all that, we had like this group of characters that I was really excited about, but they didn't really join the team. You had Cosmic Ghost Rider and Beta Ray Bill, and they, none of them like stuck around. You had Moon Dragon and Phi Lavelle and stuff, and that's great. But you didn't, I think Silver Surfer was a part of that team as well. But it all just they all went their separate ways really quick. So Steven summons Red Harpy, and then it gets to Cloud. Now Cloud is, even to me, a very mysterious character, and I plan on talking more about these issues as we go along. But he says, with time itself threatened, do I dare not when it comes to pulling another card. And he's like, one more card. Vishante, be with me. The lovers reversed. Self-love, internal conflict, a strange relationship. And the image on the card is Cloud. No, he says. They too are our next defender. They are also a sentient nebula. So they're literally a cosmic event given sentience, given thought. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? And he says, a place where stars are born, they can only assume humanity through the intervention of a cosmic cube. So like that the cosmic cube that has been involved in many foul thing is involved with this. I cannot summon that much power at such short notice. The spell will bring them here, but without human form. A new sun is about to form in my sitting room. So he's about to bring an entire sun into, like, it's going to just cause destruction by calling forth this being is going to just goodbye everything. goodbye everything. So He is like, I have ended the world. Now I must save it. But I need more power, more magic, and magic costs. Long ago to begin learning the mystic arts, I had to sacrifice my ego, to burn the arrogant surgeon on the secret fire and gain humility. But now my hubris has created a threat as great as the one I wish to fight. My choice is clear. I must sacrifice my ego again. Surrender the illusion of control. Let the cosmos itself decide the spell and our destiny. The risk is incalculable, and I am setting magic free, letting it operate without rules. So it goes. Welcome to the Defenders, Stephen Strange. There are no rules. And again, this art is just amazing as he has to give form to this sentient nebula before it arrives and destroys the world. And not just the world, but like everything around it. Goodbye, Araco, and all that other shit. With the X-Men and Mars and everything. Everything would go. Because I guess if you had another sun as well in close proximity to another sun, I don't know what that would do. So he gives form to Cloud. And so this character here that just kind of shows up right here in the corner. Right here. Right. I have a second to see Cloud take human form. Then the magic takes its fee. The Defenders were never a team as such. Teams are organized. We were thrown together, hostages to the whims of fate, and so we are again. I should apologize to those I dragooned into this, but it's too late now. The journey has begun. And so they're sucked up into this, like, portal. And it sends them out. Time passes, but in which direction? So they end up landing here, talking to this person, right? I don't know how you do things off-world, but on Ta, we don't play possum when action is the watchword. There's an evacuation on. And they're all like standing there. So you got Silver Surfer, Harpy, Cloud, Bast Raider, and Doctor Strange are like, did you say Ta? And they're like, where am I? And he's like, he dragged us back in time against our will to the multiverse before our own. The sixth cosmos, birthplace of the Devourer Galactus. They've gone back in time to where Galactus was born. Now, if you're paying attention to what Donny Cates did in Thor with Galactus, all right, recently, Galactus is dead. Galactus is dead, and what we find out the truth about Galactus's origins, right? They decided to go in a different direction with Galactus, that he's from another, universe. And he's been on the run. And everything he's been doing is just what he's been doing since he's gotten here. Devouring worlds in this universe. We find out that basically he's been being tracked by this other entity this whole time. And this is where he came from. And so this lady's like, so space-time hobos, are you? Well, you made it, friends. This is the sixth infinity, if it lives. And as for the Devourer, there he stands, big, hungry himself. Omnimax is here. And the next issue is called Galactus's Mom Has Got It Going On. And we see what Omnimax is. And it is like a combination of all kinds of stuff. But it's one of the most badass end pages I've seen in a while. I love this. Omnimax in all its glory. I'm just like, oh yeah. I am so ready for this. I am so ready for this story. And if anybody is interested, because this character Cloud is not very well known, I think, to a lot of people. Especially with the vanilla, only watch what's in the MCU stuff. But Cloud's first appearance, I had to look this up, is in Defenders number 123. So, train. And this is Defenders number 123 from 1983, I believe. And I haven't even cracked this sucker open. I bought this today at my local comic shop. I went into their books, their long boxes, found this first appearance of this character for $2 fucking dollars. And hey, look at this. I mean, you've got Hank McCoy, Scarlet Witch, Vision, a first appearance character, Doctor Strange, all involved. I can't wait to find out more about this. So when I discuss more about this Defenders ongoing series, we'll be cracking this open and talking about the first appearance of Cloud, so we get a little bit more background into this. But seriously, if you're interested, $2. I got this for $2 freaking dollars. I even told the guy at the local comic shop, I'm like, I can't believe you had this. He goes, what's that? He's like, that was the first appearance of Cloud. He goes, who's that? I'm like, well, read the new Defenders and find out. And for $2, I don't mind, even though like most people want to speculate because of the MCU and things like that. But a sentient nebula, I'm pretty down with that. I'm glad that I only paid $2, even if it means nothing. But now I can get some background into a character I didn't know anything about, and that's one of the fun things about going to your local comic shop, is you never know what you're going to find in those long boxes. So that's Defenders #1. I really enjoyed it thoroughly. One of the best books. I actually didn't have high hopes for it, and then I heard that Al Ewing was writing it. I got a little bit more excited, but I was still a little trepidatious, and now I feel vindicated in my purchase. So I'm super excited to read the next iteration of Defenders. It's been a while, and yeah. So if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and the bell for all notifications. If you hated every single thing I said in this review, or you just hate the Defenders, or you just hate me, and you somehow keep watching my videos, well, we can give you the last 22-ish minutes of your life back. So those of you who did like this, put on shades, turn the other way. If you have any other problems towards lights, get the hell out of the room, because we're going to give these people a better memory. Alright, and as always, because we're giving you a new memory, well, let's slip this in. Make sure you keep going to your local comic shops. Keep reading comics, and if you haven't started, start reading comics. Here's your better memory for those of you who need one.
I'm confused as to the relationship here. I mean, what is he, your ward?
No. I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names.